morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're here doing Q&A day, a Wednesday, Q&A Wednesday on a Monday. We got a lot of great questions. I want to make sure we get all these answers. That being said, we have some awesome projects that we've got going on for you out there in the interweb. We also have a free webinar coming up on recycled concrete, aggregate concrete, that we're going to be offering to the industry to help that edification, raising the sea level, or is it reducing? Anyway, all the boats go up, trying to make the world a better place, act as concrete superheroes, saving the world with all the concrete in it. So excited to get you more information on that, but for now we got our Q&A day from, this is from Snidge K-Wad. And I'm sorry, I'm not saying your name right, but I absolutely love Snidge K-Wad. Ding! Hi, Whitney and John. Do you think that standard cylinders are better for quality control process using, say, 100 millimeter cubes? I run a small lab in Australia, and I find the great issue in the field side is repeatabilities of cylinder molding process. It's hard to keep field technicians doing the right thing and repeating the process the same way every time. I also counted the strokes, only 24 strokes of that mold, John. Sometimes these videos get edited and might be taken out. And I'm only human, so thank you for letting me know, and I will keep on blushing. I'm blushing, but I'm only human, so it happens. Just kidding. Hey, if it does happen, let me know. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Remember, all of us are part of making the world a better place with all the concrete and saving the world with all the concrete in it. And sometimes that means helping each other out, whether it's a finishing technique or, hey man, I noticed 25 rods, or instead of doing 10 to 15 tamps, I noticed 9 or 16. It doesn't hurt my feelings to tell me something like that. You're never going to hurt my feelings, so please do. And also be kind about it, because recognize we're all humans. All right, back to it. Just kidding. Unless you have a supervisor in field watching, I think cubes are easier to mold and easier for the technicians to do correctly every time. But I'm stuck with Australian standards anyway, so cylinders it is. So okay, we were just talking about that this morning. What do we rather do, cylinders or cube, large scale or small scale? I think the conversation is still germane. So if we're talking about a 100 millimeter by 100 millimeter cube, I'm guessing you're talking about a 4-inch by 4-inch cube, saying there's 25.4 millimeters in an inch. And normally we have 4 by 8-inch cylinders, and I believe 4 inches times 25.4 is actually 101.6 millimeter diameter, and that's 8 inches tall. So what is that, 203.2 millimeters tall? Something around that, right? I personally like the cylinders over the cubes. And I know over the big blue pond, whether you're in Europe, the Middle East, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, Hong Kong, India, is a lot of folks using cubes over cylinders. And we're slowly getting into a research project that Haley's going to be doing to identify why. And it's going to be more of a talking thing, not breaking cylinders, because we don't have those molds, those square molds. I'm just not a fan of square or rectangular prisms for compressive brakes. And I've seen some folks use it for splitting tensile, because you can get these singularities on the corners of these very sharp edges. And what I mean by that, you can get air bubbles that can cause localized stress concentration points. And I mean, my problem is when I grew up with cubes, I was using the 2x2x2 cubes, so the small cubes that you use for mortar, and you can't do that for concrete. The 4x8, so you can't go. You need to go up to that 4-inch by 4-inch or something around that size for cubes to do a concrete mix. Now, the 2-inch by 2-inch samples, that was 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters, and when you get an air pocket in there, I mean, you can see cracks starting at that air pocket, especially if the air pocket is big enough. And as it stands with cubes, we just had a bigger or harder time getting the standard deviation that was required by the standard compared to the 4-inch by 8-inch cylinders. So I prefer the cylinders. Even when going down to the 2-inch by 2-inch by 2-inch cubes, I'd rather use the 2-inch by 4-inch cylinders, and I don't even care if that means that we have to run some cubes alongside of that, because I would rather do the cylinders. It's just, you get a better set of results, I find. They're a lot more forgiving than the cubes. So yeah, sorry that you're dealing with the Australian standards and the cylinders. That being said, I definitely support the cylinders. And the way I like doing the cylinders, a lot of people are only breaking one at the break date or 2 at the break date. I like using the standard, which requires a minimum of 3 samples for every break date to get you that nice standard deviation. So, what about the contractors? Oh, did they do a job? Yeah, they just a job. I mean, that's just the lay of the land. Your contractor shouldn't be doing your cylinders for you. It should be a third-party testing firm that third party is certified. And the thing is, I mean, just because a company is certified or they have a certified technician, it doesn't mean that certified technician is going to do a good job. A lot of the times that I go get my certification, half of the people in there just got notified that they're taking the test the day before. So, you know, you just got to deal with it in the respect that if you hire a third-party firm and you're noticing that they're doing a bad job, especially if that data set is going to make decisions later on down the road, you need to fire them and get a better testing lab. If you're not doing it, you shouldn't have the contractor do it, and you shouldn't rely on the contractor. If it's your concrete and you're that concerned, hire a third-party lab. They're not that expensive. There's a lot of competitive pricing out there. And find the one that you trust so you don't have to be on the job site. Let them be your bulldogs, and when something goes wrong, if you have to pay them extra, fine, but make sure they're calling you up and saying, hey, I just did the cylinders and they're putting water into the truck. What do you want me to do? Or it's over the time limit or the revolution limit on the batch ticket, or the air is not in spec, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, what do you want me to do? I'm the third-party testing firm that you hired, and I'm being the bulldog just like you hired me. Again, if you hire the contractor to do that, you're always going to run into problems. So, did I answer the questions? Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. Hopefully we got something out of this. Remember, we're here for you. We're trying to educate the industry, so whatever questions you have, I don't care if they're stupid questions. I love stupid questions. Stupid questions are the best to answer, even like the really crazy ones with job sites that this really shouldn't have happened, but it did, especially if you got pictures. So let us know your concrete questions, concrete concerns. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ding that bell for notifications. Go concrete! Beat asphalt!